You're listening to an episode of the Matthias Mazur podcast. This one is taken from one of our YouTube videos. Check out the YouTube channel for more. If you're a copywriter and you want more gigs and you want more success in the industry, this video can change your life. So a few years ago, I made a post on Facebook where I shared some super high level hiring techniques for you to get more jobs as a copywriter. My company does about $30 million a year, and we have hired hundreds of copywriters over the last 15 years to help aspiring copywriters get more gigs. I put together a few tips and I put this in a Facebook group, and the post went viral with hundreds of likes and shares. And to this day, I still get messages every single month from copywriters thanking me for what I shared in the groups. I thought it would be super useful to do a video that you can watch several times, always come back to this video when you're looking for new gigs, and also pass this to other copywriters so you can succeed with them. Let's get into it. Just so you understand how things work in the hiring world, when we're looking for copywriters, we, the buyer of services, we look for very different things, right? It will vary from company to company. Sometimes you'll find that a company works in a different way that is very different to company B. But overall, if you apply these tips, you will get better clients, you will be paid more, and you will stand out. So I personally have interviewed literally hundreds of copywriters over the last 15 years. So let's dive right in with tip number one. It's about work ethic and discipline. Look, when we ask you to do something as a trial, sometimes it's a paid trial, we want you to do the best, right? We want to see that you can actually turn in a trial or a sample on time, usually before the deadline. We want to see that you will go the extra mile. It doesn't mean that we want to abuse your talent. It doesn't mean that we want to abuse the amount of hours that we're going to pay you for the work done. We don't want you to do 50 more hours than is required, but we want people who are willing to go the extra mile. And that might be doing a bit more research than other copywriters. You know, if we ask you for a trial and we say, hey, can you come up with one idea or a big idea or a unique mechanism for a weight loss product, instead of coming back with one idea, give us 3 to 5 ideas, 3 to 5 bullet points, 3 to 5 hooks, because that will show us that you have gone the extra mile and you will stand out when all the other copywriters gunning for the job send back one idea or one hook and you come back with 5. That will show us, ooh, that person, that unique copywriter wants to stand out. They've done more than everyone else who wants the job. Number 2, you need to have a repeatable process. What do I mean by that? Well, if we hire you for a job and you do a good job on job A, we expect you to perform on job B, C, D, E, etc. We want you to bring the heat every single time we give you a job. We don't want to have a great job, when you start out job A and then have performance job by job B, right? We want you to know what you're doing. So it's not just about hitting home runs. We actually prefer copywriters who are more consistent and can deliver performance over months and years rather than the ones who hit a home run every now and then can't perform consistently. Ultimately, a hiring manager or an operator or a business owner wants consistency. We want consistency. We want to know that if we pay you $2,000, $5,000, $20,000, you might not hit a home run, but you'll be consistent with the result that you give back to us, and we can trust that it will perform on average better than if we hired another copywriter for a similar price. Number 3, make sure you proofread your work. This is super basic, but you wouldn't believe the amount of trials, samples, emails we get back, people who apply to get jobs, and there's either typos, grammar is wrong, or they literally forget punctuation, or the email is wrongly formatted. Proofread everything you do. Make sure that when you send something, it's final. Remember, you only have one chance to make a first impression. If we get an email, if we get a message on Facebook, and it's not perfect, we will associate you with mediocrity. That's the truth when we hire people. You only have one chance to make a first impression, especially in a world that's super connected where, we get DMs all day from people on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Your friends who are copywriters too, but who are competing with you for jobs. Make sure that you stand out by proofreading what you send to hiring managers. If there's a typo in the first paragraph, or there's 2 typos in the first fold of something you send us back, we will not even reply. Don't take it personally. It's just business. We don't have time to get back to people who send typos in. So please respect the time that we give you when we give you an opportunity to shine. Seize it and proofread your work. It's basic, but it makes a big difference when we're looking at sifting through dozens, sometimes hundreds of applications. Which brings me to point number 4. You only have one chance at making a first impression. So make sure you make a great first impression. Make sure you present yourself in a nice way, not being pushy. Make sure that if you schedule a call with us, you're on time, hopefully a few minutes early, because we do not like to wait. And you have to remember, if we're hiring for a copywriting position, there's 5, 10, 15, maybe 50 people that you're competing against. If you're late and we have interviews every 5 or 15 minutes, you're literally cheating yourself from time you could be spending persuading us on why you would be a good fit. So again, be on time, be early, make sure your mic works, make sure your connection works. I've been on calls where people have a bad Wi-Fi connection and ask me if they can call us back in 20 minutes. It doesn't work that way. We don't have time to wait. Please, we respect your time by being early. You need to respect our time by being early and making sure your tech works. Very basic, common sense, but you'd be surprised how many people fail simply at that and make a bad first impression. And once you make a bad first impression, it's very difficult to come back from that, especially when you're competing against other talent. Number 5, we notice everything. Look, we are also in Facebook groups. We're also on social media. We see who participates in discussions. We see the tone of your posts. We see if you format things well. When you show up in interviews late, we know you're late. We're fully aware that you were late. If you're early, we realize that you're early. If we ask you about copywriting history and we ask you who wrote such and such letter or who came up with this concept and you know more than someone else, we notice that too. If we press you on your technique, if we press you on what you've done in the past, and you can't give us a straight answer, we will feel it. We feel everything. We notice everything. If you're showing us a sales letter and you tell us that you wrote that sales letter, but we know you didn't, and you just wrote the bullet points, tell us you just wrote the bullet points. Honesty is better. We will always hire someone who's more honest than someone else who's more experienced, but that we don't fully trust. So again, be honest, be open. If you have the experience, say it. If you don't have the experience, say it too. Number 6, tell us how you find your ideas. When we're asking you about copy, tell us what you do. Do you do research? Do you read books? Do you read the old historical Gary Halbert, Dan Kennedy sales letters? Have you studied P.T. Barnum? Have you studied Eugene Schwartz? Have you read old newspaper ads? What have you done to be and call yourself a copywriter? We want to know. We want to know what you studied, what you keep studying. So we want to know how you come up with unique mechanisms. We want to know how you come up with the bullet points, how you come up with a story, how you come up with a close. The more you tell us about your process, the more we understand and the more we can validate if your style suits us. Number 7, please, please, please respect everyone's time. I get that you're motivated, but sending us messages on Instagram twice a day, LinkedIn twice a day, looking up our work email and sending us messages on Facebook just annoys us. So do not harass and annoy people. It's great to be noticed, but you know what happens on the back end? We actually tell each other that, hey, this guy's really desperate because he's been following up for weeks, sending us multiple messages a day. So it's great to be motivated and hungry, but please respect someone's time. And if you don't get a reply back, it's just business. Keep in mind, we get a lot of messages and it's nothing against you. It's just we also have a process of how we vet and how we hire. So maybe the way you're approaching us doesn't suit us. So make sure that you respect everyone's time. If we give you an opportunity to come to an interview, be on time, do the right thing, follow up, but be reasonable. We don't want to get 20 DMs about how great you are as a copywriter. If you're really great and we wanted to hire you, we would hire you. So again, maybe it's not for this job. Maybe we'll give you a job 3, 6, or 12 months from now, but we won't give you a job if we feel like you're pestering us. So again, respect everyone's time. 20 DMs to get a job is really annoying at some point. So keep that in mind. Number 8, We want you to win. We don't really have fun interviewing dozens, sometimes hundreds of candidates, right? We want you to win. We want you to be the shining star. We want you to solve all our copy problems. Trust me, hiring managers or CEOs who are hiring for key positions, we don't want to go through days or weeks trying to find the right fit. If you're the right fit, trust me, we'll tell you very quickly. And so you need to make sure that you're not shy or fearful, because we want you to win secretly. Trust me, in between calls, in between interviews, I tell my hiring managers, please, hopefully the next one will be the right fit so we can stop doing these interviews and do something else, right? Hiring managers, people who work in HR, want to find the right person as quickly as possible so we can fill that role and move on to something else. So again, bring your personality. Talk to us, be on time, show us that you won the job. And if things match, we'll give you the job faster than you think, because we want to move on to the next thing. And number 9, become a master copywriter. Keep studying your craft. Keep working on everything you do. Try and study different formats. If you're an email copywriter, study VSLs, webinars, print ads. You can never be too good. Also, study history. Learning about history, especially about communication, media throughout history, will give you a tremendous edge over new copywriters who just don't put in the time to learn the craft and learn about the history of the advertising world. So make sure that you study more than what everyone else does. You know what? Copywriters usually read 5-10 books at most, the classics. Go beyond that. Do more. Read about the old print ads of the 1800s. Read about how communication was happening in the 1500s. Read about history. It'll give you so much more that you can inject in your ads, your copy, your videos, and your webinars. Be a student for life. Embrace the career of being a copywriter, and you will shine during the interviews because we will feel that you do more than the others. So again, if you're looking for jobs as a copywriter, watch this video several times, take notes, and please, I took the time to make this video. Send this video to your copywriting friends. If they get a job, be happy for them. Maybe they will recommend you to the hiring manager. So again, build a good network of copywriters around you. Send this video to them and push them, motivate them to get a job. Because once we get a good copywriter, we trust that copywriter to bring his friends. So do your best to become the best version that you can become as a copywriter and help others shine. They will help you when you need it, and maybe they'll bring you on to super lucrative deals down the line. That's it for today. Drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway, and I'll talk to you soon.